She captivated the world with her intelligence, humor, and beauty. Although she was concealed behind the silk curtains of Elizabethan England, the Queen herself had sanitary habits that would horrify us now. As you approached her gorgeous palace, you noticed that the Virgin Queen didn't smell particularly divine, even though courtiers were kneeling and her golden clothes were sparkling. When we've learned about Queen Elizabeth I's top 5 disgusting hygiene practices, I can assure you that you'll value your toothbrush, soap, and shampoo. Number 5. Bathing once a month, if she felt like it. Elizabeth stated that, whether she needed it or not, she took a bath once a month. Although it may seem unreal, that was typical in those days. Many people shunned bathing because they believed that water was contaminated. However, consider what this actually means in real life. Layers of velvet, silk, and rigid corsets made Elizabeth's gowns heavy and confining. She sat in rooms that smelled like unwashed courtiers, sweat, and candle smoke. Her body would be covered in filth, sweat, and oils by week 2. Her hair, which was hidden beneath ornate wigs, would get oily and smell bad, and she covered it up with rose water and perfumes rather than cleaning it away. Wearing perfume over perspiration doesn't make the smell go away. Rather, it intensifies the scent. Imagine entering her apartments, the magnificent queen on her throne, but with the musky, sour smell of a body that hasn't been into contact with clean water in weeks permeating the air. Number 4. Rotting black teeth from a sugar obsession. Elizabeth had a famous sugar tooth. She was unable to resist sugar, which had recently gained popularity in England. She ate preserved fruits, marzipan, and candied violets, luxuries that were only enjoyed by the wealthy. The catch is that there are no actual dentists, toothbrushes, or fluoride. Using cloths or powders prepared from crushed shells and plants, people cleaned their teeth, but these methods were hardly successful against their regular sugar intake. Her once bright smile gradually deteriorated into a rotten mess. Her teeth decayed, turned black, and occasionally fell out. Close conversation was a dreaded task because witnesses reported her breath as intolerable. Some foreign dignitaries were so appalled by the Queen's nasty vocabulary, despite her regal grace, that they even penned letters home. What's worse? In fact, Elizabeth's darkened teeth were the catalyst for an unsettling fashion trend. Nobles imitated her by using soot to brown their own teeth because sugar was costly. To put it another way, the Queen's decayed smile came to represent money and the ability to literally rot your teeth. Number 3. Toxic makeup that ate away at her skin. Despite being one of her most well-known traits, Elizabeth's perfect pale face was a dangerous illusion. Ceruse, a white paste of lead and vinegar, was applied on her skin. Under candlelight, she had a beautiful aspect that made her seem pure and spectral. On the inside, however, it was pure poison. The Queen skipped nighttime face washing. Rather, she applied fresh layers of makeup straight on top of the previous ones, allowing them to set for several days or weeks. Picture her flesh slowly becoming infected with sweat and filth trapped beneath cracks in the paste. As the lead soaked into her body, it weakened her skin, causing scars, wrinkles, and sores to show. She started to lose her hair. Her brows disappeared. Her face, which had been smooth, became uneven and spotty. But instead of stopping, she doubled down, putting more cosmetics to mask the damage it caused. By her older years, her visage had become less human and more like a cracked porcelain mask, according to some historians. There was deterioration behind every layer of beauty. Number 2. Wigs crawling with lice. After years of lead poisoning caused her natural hair to start thinning, Elizabeth resorted to wearing ornate, jewel-encrusted periwigs that loomed tall on her head. She seemed larger than life thanks to these wigs, which came to represent her grandeur. However, beneath the glitz came a grim reality. In a time when proper washes and sterilization were lacking, lice quickly invaded wigs. To cover off the stench, servants generously powdered them with fragrant starches, but the powder kept insects, sweat, and grease inside. Courtiers often scraped violently beneath their own wigs, and the Queen's were no different. Now picture this: the Virgin Queen delivering a speech that moved her people to tears, while at the same time tiny lice wriggled through the hair just beneath her crown. The perfume couldn't hide it, the powders couldn't kill it. Her wigs were crawling kingdoms of their own. Number 1. unwashed gowns that reeked of sweat and smoke. Layers of velvet, pearls, and golden embroidery made Elizabeth's gowns renowned. The problem is that they were hardly ever cleaned. The queen wore the same dresses again, often for weeks at a time, because it was dangerous to wash delicate materials like silk. Everything was absorbed by her dresses, perspiration from her naked body, scents placed on top of the perspiration, and the persistent smoke from fireplaces and candles that clung to the fabric. Her chambers were filled with a nauseating mixture of body stench, musty fabric, and stale perfume, according to servants. Additionally, the air surrounding Elizabeth must have been oppressive due to the size of her dresses, which were adorned with layers, corsets, and ruffs, trapping in even more heat and stink. Elizabeth may have appeared to be a sparkling goddess from the other side of the hall, but up close, the reality would have been one of perspiration, decay, and overpowering smells. Elizabeth I is remembered as one of history's greatest rulers, but her beauty and power came with a shocking price. Bathing once a month, rotting black teeth, toxic makeup, lice-infested wigs, and gowns that stank of sweat and smoke, her life was a dazzling illusion masking a grim reality. So here's the question. If you were a courtier in Tudor England, would you have been able to survive standing just a few feet away from the Queen? Tell me in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more shocking royal secrets that history tried to cover up.